Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. The week of announcements continues and we've got one. We've officially got one. Finally, it's like, you know when you catch those big fish and you're at sea and the rod is like snapping and you're like, come on, surely we're either got to give the rod to the ocean or you get the big fish after trying. We've got one of those big fish and he comes by the name of Benjamin Chilwell. Mr. Ben Chilwell, welcome to Chelsea Football Club. And welcome to you guys back to another GBFC video, the channel where this week there's going to be most days 2 videos. There might be one out later today, depending on how quick Chelsea are to get out these announcements for some of these players that we've all been stressing about. There's always, if there's not an official announcement from the club declaring the contract signing, unless you see the player with the pen in his hand, we're always sat there thinking like, something's going to go wrong. Something might go wrong. It's going to go wrong. This one didn't go wrong. Ben Chilwell is a Chelsea player. He signed for the club for £45 million with £5 million in add-ons, which means it will probably rise to £50 million on a 5-year contract. And I'm going to talk today a little bit about Ben Chilwell's first interview, about where I think he's obviously going to fit into the side, probably up front. Obviously, you guys know where he's going to play. But before we get into any of that, I'd love to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson football channel. We're getting very close to 150,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me have an even better day than I'm already having, hit the subscribe button, and whilst you're at it, let's see if we can get this Chelsea news video to 6,000 of the good stuff, the thumbs up. But without any further ado, let's take a little look at this transfer. Chelsea have been courting Ben Chilwell for a while. We know that when it comes to Chelsea's business and the way that Chelsea talk about their transfer business, the Fifth Stand app, which if you don't know, it's Chelsea's official app for the phone, they do post some very clickbaity titles sometimes. If a dreadful newspaper decides to report that Chelsea are going in for Cristiano Ronaldo, they'll post it as like a gossip page. Whereas for us to actually get official news about what the club is actually doing, Chelsea love to conduct their business most of the time in silence, and it's often the reputable journalists such as the ones we've been talking about, Fabrizio Romano. I follow Simon Phillips. There's also a guy called Jan. He's been very good at documenting the Havertz deal in particular. This Ben Chilwell one, even though Chelsea have kept it very quiet, it's been very obvious for quite a few months now. Chelsea Football Club, Frank Lampard, everyone else associated with the club has had Ben Chilwell as their number 1 target. There's been links to Regulion, I keep saying his name wrong, Tagliafico. We can forget those names now because Chelsea have got their number 1 man. Whether you and I ever thought that it was the best option for Chelsea to go with, at this moment in time, now that Chilwell has signed on the dotted line, it's irrelevant. Chilwell's a Chelsea player and I'm going to back him to the hills. The announcement videos that Chelsea made were all very good. They've obviously been working on doing some cool little photos and stuff for Twitter. You should follow me on there as well, by the way. We're close to 130k there too. So there's milestones everywhere for GBFC. Link is in the description, Instagram as well. Ben Chilwell, Leicester City. He did very well there. He's still very young. A lot of people think because Ben Chilwell's been around at Leicester since, Ranieri gave him his debut and then Leicester won the league that year. Ever since then, Chilwell's been the number 1 left back. He's been in the squad and we've seen that he does have some flaws in his game. He's not the complete player just yet, but I think as well from the interviews that we've seen regarding this transfer, Ben Chilwell is immediately going to feel at home with this Chelsea team. There's a ton of English players around him, which obviously some of you seem to think that I only want to see English players at Chelsea. That isn't true. But it's always a positive when you see in the England teams of old where we've not done as well as we'd like to. It's because so many of the players are playing for rival clubs, for different clubs, and then when they go on international duty, they can't shake off those rivalries. We heard it with Lampard, Gerrard, Rio Ferdinand. These guys have come out and said things like this in the past. So the fact that Chelsea do have such a strong England core to their first team squad means that not only is it good for England's national team, but it's also good for the morale of these Chelsea players. Ben Chilwell's going to fit in very well. He's of a similar age to a lot of the youngsters like Tammy, Mason, Reece James, Tamori, these guys as well, Ruben Loftus-Cheek too. So Ben Chilwell is going to Chelsea not as this outcasted figure who's going to take a while to settle in. He already knows a lot of his teammates because not only has he played against them, but he's also with them in the England setup as well. So for me, that's a massive bonus. The fact he's got Premier League experience too, he's not going to have to alter his game or tailor his game to customise to the Premier League. The way Chelsea play and the way that we like to use our fullbacks to get forward, get crosses into the box, I think this is going to elevate Chilwell's attacking game. And I think the ambition that Chelsea is showing this summer is going to really push Ben Chilwell to make the most of that price tag, to make himself Chelsea's left back for many years. Again, if I bring up some of the clips from the announcement video, Chelsea did it very well. We're on the London Underground. We've seen those images of Frank sat there on the tube and then Chilwell gets on and Havertz gets on and all of this stuff. Flashing past Graham Lasseau. You got Ashley Cole in that video as well. Chelsea are really seeing this Ben Chilwell signing on a 5-year deal as kind of the next installment of a long line of left-backs that have been at Chelsea for a long time, that have built themselves into this team. Chelsea, if they're looking at it from that kind of Ashley Cole-esque perspective, they see the potential in Ben Chilwell. We've obviously spent a lot of money on him, not just because he's English and it's from a Premier League rival. We'll get into the finances in a moment, but Chelsea have invested in this one as a long-term view to have him as Chelsea's left-back for many years. The fact Lampard wanted him, the fact that Ashley Cole has been barking on about him as well in the best way possible, it's a brilliant sign that Frank Lampard is being backed by Roman Abramovich, by Marina, to get his number one targets, the players that he really wants, for the money that is a lot more than, say, some of the other players we've been linked with in that position. It's all great, and I'm very excited to see how this one develops. As for the finances, I mean, it's flipping genius, isn't it? Leicester City were wanting 70, 80 million. We're all sat here like, come on. He's good, but 80 million, that is just, that's redonkulous, mate. Like, see you later. We'll sell that one down the river. We're not coming to pick you up in a boat. Ben Chilwell for 45 million. Plus 5 million, 50 million maximum. The fee that he's getting paid per week, his salary, is very high, so I understand, but it is what it is. I think if Chelsea are backing him, he's already a very good player. It's justified. So therefore, Ben Chilwell, on behalf of myself and the rest of the GBFC fam, I'm the spokesperson here. You guys can get typing away with your welcome to Chelsea messages for Chilwell in the comments. Welcome to Chelsea Football Club. I'm very excited to see you wear the blue of our club. And I hope that you have a very successful career. And I hope that we're sat here this season with 6 things that we learned, putting Ben Chilwell in green boxes all season long. I'm very happy with this deal. It is the first one of what looks to be a trio or a quadruple of announcements coming out this week. The way I see it is Chelsea have got everybody on tenterhooks right now. We can rest a little easier because even though everything is happening, there's no doubts in my mind that there is like 0.5% of me is thinking, until I've seen them hold up the Chelsea shirt, I'm panicking because I've said a lot of things on this YouTube channel in the last few weeks and months about players signing. I also included Ben Chilwell in the video where I said why Havertz would join Chelsea like way back in like May or June or something. I actually included Ben Chilwell within that video, so I'm glad this one's over the line for validating my own thoughts as well from a couple of months ago. But Thiago Silva has his medical at Chelsea today. It's going to be held, I think, in Milan. I'm not entirely sure. I've read a few things, but Thiago Silva is about to sign on the dotted line. I fully expect that today, you guys are watching this on Thursday, the 27th of August. I think we'll see the Thiago Silva announcement today. There's nothing else really. He said his goodbye message to Paris Saint-Germain and the fans on his Instagram page. So we know that he's leaving. There's no chance that he's signing that last-minute contract that Paris Saint-Germain supposedly offered him. Thiago Silva is a Chelsea player. But again, we'll wait until everything is done, and it's going to be a good moment. You know, John Terry's there commenting on his post as well, just with the eyes and the blue hearts. Everything right now is just putting a smile on my face. So this is great news. Ben Chilwell is through the door. Thiago Silva is about to walk through the door and unveil him holding a Chelsea shirt. I don't think there's going to be any problems with this one. And Kai Havertz, you guys can see from the title that I've mentioned a delay. It isn't clickbait. There is a little bit of a delay, but it's only with the announcement, which is the one that everybody, like, if you go on Chelsea Twitter, go on Chelsea Instagram, even the comments of their latest YouTube videos in that incredible series they've done for Frank Lampard's homecoming, everyone's just like, free Havertz. Announce Havertz. It's the biggest deal in Chelsea's history. And at the moment, I'm going to put a tweet on the screen which explains that Leverkusen are wanting Chelsea to wait for the announcement in order for them to actually push through their move for the replacement of Havertz, who is Patrick Schick. The Swiss man is going to be signing for Leverkusen, not the same quality as Kai Havertz, but Leverkusen are aware that as soon as the clubs are aware that they've just got in a bucket ton of money from Chelsea Football Club, they will start to demand more money for Patrick Schick. So Leverkusen are being smart. It's frustrating for Chelsea fans, but at the same time, he's going to be a Chelsea boy very, very soon. It's like Christmas Eve and you see the gifts under the tree and you see the one with your name on it and you're like, I already know that it's mine. Like, can I have it now? No, you just gotta wait. And unfortunately, that is the position that Chelsea are in right now with Havertz. So I still get you guys messaging me. I still see your DMs. I see everything. Even if I don't respond to all of them, I wouldn't have time to make videos if I did that because you guys go crazy with it. But don't worry. Kai Havertz is about to become a Chelsea player. Malang Sarr is also about to become a Chelsea player. And he's probably going to go straight back out on loan. Maybe Leverkusen. Maybe that can be like a nice little sugar in the tea for them, for the signing that Chelsea have made of Havertz. So, all in all, it's Thursday. The week is doing very, very well for us right now. There's been multiple videos here on GBFC. If you haven't watched them all, what are you waiting for? Go and have a little binge, make yourself a cup of tea. And I got some news, got some coffee mugs and beer glasses coming out very soon. And there's going to be limited amounts every single month with brand new designs every single month. So instead of sitting here with this like pretty standard glass, you guys can get yourself a drink, enjoy a bit of GBFC, and I can swig on the good stuff, water, whilst we talk and watch together. This is a dream. So anyway, thought I'd update you guys on that one. The majority of this video has been focused on appreciating the announcement of Ben Chilwell to Chelsea. If you did enjoy this video, what you waiting for? Hit the like button. Ben Chilwell is a Chelsea player. He's obviously going to be coming in. And one final thing, Marcos Alonso is also set to stay at Chelsea this season, which I am very happy about. Emerson Palmieri is on his way back to Serie A. Marcos Alonso is set to stay. And just as a finishing note, we're going to talk about this a lot more when I start to build my Chelsea teams for next season as we get closer to the opening weekend against Brighton. Watch Marcos Alonso this season. When he's called upon, or if he's used as a left wing back in certain games, this man is going to elevate his game. I promise you. Don't sleep on Mr. Marcus. Thank you guys for watching today. If you don't follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links are down below. I've also got a $1 per month Discord server that you guys can get involved in. It directly goes towards supporting the channel as well, which is great news. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.